All right, welcome to the Daily Dirt with Dustin Diggs. We're here with Maniak Beatz is here, folks.
Yeah, what's going on?
St. Louis music producer, produces with a lot of artists. Name some of the artists you've worked with just recently.
I recently did I produced a track on Hazy P. He just came out with a new album, so go check that out. I produced a track on there. It's pretty nice, you know.
When did you start producing music? Did you start doing because I dabbled a little bit in music back in the day, which in late 90s, early 2000s, and mine was like Fruity Loops, but I wouldn't call me a music producer, but I know a lot of people were kind of like that was their start.
Oh yeah. But I actually got started, it was like probably in 03.
03?
Something like that. I really got into making beats and stuff like that, so yeah.
And it was, what programs were you using back then?
Back then, actually, man, like, it was actually a beat, production. It was something that MTV made called the music generator. I don't know if you ever heard of that.
I heard of that, yeah.
But man, like, that's where I first started. Like, my cousin, he kind of put me on it, and I was like blown away because it was actually on the PlayStation, man. So I was like, wow, you know. And I actually got started there. So that's basically my first actually like DAW, if you want to call it a DAW, but it wasn't a DAW. So
right. I think I had like something called acid. Maybe it's the same thing. It was acid loops or whatever. That's the first time I kind of started dealing with loops because I was editing videos, but I found that finding loops and beats, I could kind of stretch out the songs or whatever for like undertones for like different types of scenes I was creating, which is with video. And so you start messing around with those types of beats, and then when did you start like recording musicians and then artists and then mixing the beats with like the
Man, I've been on and off. I took breaks and I actually began like, you know, trying to be an artist and stuff like that. And I was like, I can't do both. So I picked one. I was like, all right, I'm gonna be a, you know, producer. You know, it was like more, I had, you know, more control of the creativity being a producer or whatever. So you know, I kind of went that route with it. But as far as artists, man, I work with a few of them, you know, a few local guys you probably don't know, you know, so some people probably do know, you know, from Jimmy Goodfella, Luke Kane. I think actually Luke Kane, he's still doing his thing with Jaquan right now.
yeah, I remember Luke Kane. So he's still doing stuff. He's still working. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was his song that he had? It was probably like 2008 was pretty big. That's when Luke Kane was around, right? Like,
yeah,
kind of big.
I mean,
would you say? I think it was like 2008, maybe 2010, right? Was it?
I can't put my finger on it.
Yeah,
I can't.
Yeah, but he's still doing stuff too.
Yeah. You know, he's still doing his thing or whatever. So yeah, he was one of my first guys I started really recording. You know, we knew each other from back way, and you know, back in the hood. So you know, we all kind of like meshed together and we all did music, you know, since I was the producer, you know, everybody else is the artist type of deal or whatever. But yeah, man, I mean, he was basically one of my first guys. So.
You were an artist as well, but then you decided to, what kind of made you decide to just do more of the producing and then not try to do like your own kind
of? Like I say, I was, you know, with the producing, you can be more creative. I mean, you could be creative with, you know, the artist side of it too, right. But you know, I was like more like, you know, I like the beats more, you know what I'm saying? I was a bass guy, so I was like, you know, kind of like a child of the playground or whatever. But yeah, so I just went to the producing side and stuck with it, you know.
And so you start producing those guys, and then do you have your own label? Is that? No,
not really label. I just, you know, Maniak Beatz is what I go off of. You know, that's kind of basically, you know, just my name in the production world, so.
And we got your Facebook page pulled up here, and so definitely subscribe like I'm doing here, folks. See, I just subscribed to this page. What's some stuff that we can play that's some kind of... Let's go a little bit further back, and then we'll play some more of your recent stuff so that way we can show the audience your kind of change. And I'm sure you've grown as an artist.
Yeah.
What's something we could play that's kind of like...
Man, if you go to the bottom of that list, I don't even know how many beats on there. But
you have a ton.
But like,
do you see what pops out to you?
We
can play something new here.
I mean, you can actually just pick whatever for real.
This one good.
So what type of beats you like? You know, you do like the slow tempo or R&B type of little feel or whatever.
I like it. I like all different types. I kind of like. I guess what I listen to a lot when I do my creativity is I listen to like movie soundtracks. So I like those epic kind of sounding kind of
like a cinematic or whatever.
Yeah, cinematic kind of stuff. So that's the type of stuff I listen to. But I listen to all types of music. I appreciate all the different genres and everything. We'll do this one right here. Come with me. Here, we'll just kind of play this for the audience here.
Maniak Beatz.
I love it. Now, so when you produce beats, I guess you sell your beats, right? So
I got a BeatStars account.
And like, what's some artists? Do you see the artists actually buy the beats, and do you see what they do with it? Like,
no, they don't really tell me much. I mean, I have a couple guys. Like I know one guy, he bought a beat just to put in a video game. I think he like more of a video game creator or something like that. So he actually wanted to use it for a video game. So like, I was like, all right, cool.
And when you're making your beats, like, what machine are you're using? Like a beat machine, or do you?
Oh yeah.
Do you sample like sounds? You hear like a sound sometimes, and you're like, that would be kind of a cool for like a sample.
Yeah, I try to stay away from that. Sometimes YouTube will really be flagging that, so I try to, I don't want to have to owe nobody no money just for using no sample. And right. I try to stay away from it, but like, I can do it, but like, I kind of like, fell back off of it a little bit because of the flag and then all of that. I ain't want no problem, so I want mine to be mine. So once it's time for me to register my beat or whatever. I want to have to go and they be like, oh, you can't do it because you used a sample from somebody, So I kind of get creative on my own and basically, And don't get me wrong, I use samples. I might like, not know real known samples like other people that send me like, some loops or whatever. So, I use them too.
Yeah, it seems kind of like, how can they copyright a certain kind of like beat when like, I mean, when somebody across the whole world could be coming up with the same beat on the same beat machine, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yet you came up with it over here in Missouri, and then it just seems kind of like sometimes how they copyright beats like that.
It happened.
Yeah,
it's a common. Okay, sometimes like one time it happened with me. Like it was a common loop that you can purchase. So once one person copyrighted, you try to put it up after that person is gonna flag it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like. That's why I stayed away from it,
And so you sell your beats like is there a personal store that you create, or is it something like through SoundCloud or the other?
Yeah, BeatStars. That's a
Beat Store. Okay, that's what.
Yeah,
okay.
BeatStars. Basically, it's a platform where you sell beats. Or you can put up your music if you want to.
And have you sold like beats to? Has this ever happened that you made like a really amazing beat and you maybe sold it to some artist and then they took it and then they put some like not so good lyrics on it and kind of butchered it? Have you ever had that problem?
I really don't hear much of feedback from after they purchased the beat. Like, you know, a few local artists, yeah. But like anybody else, I had a guy purchase the beat from China. I'm like, I don't know what he gonna do with it, but like, I'm cool that he bought the beat. I mean,
yeah, it's kind of hard to, well, for an artist to be able to create something, then kind of, oh, no problem. Then to like give it away, you know. You put your blood, sweat, and tears in this beat here, and then all of a sudden, like, you give it to somebody. It's hard to kind of like, it's kind of like writing a script and then handing it off to like a team of producers to produce it. I'm sure it's not going to be the same vision that you might have had for that script, but maybe not for your, you know, beats. You probably thought, oh, it's not, you know, does that happen?
it does.
Yeah,
it does. Yeah. But like I say, when it all boils down, like sometimes you might not hear from. Like I was like, you know, when it came down to like somebody buying my beat, I asked them about what they gonna put on there. And even when it came down to like, okay, first of all, they purchase a lease. It's not like they gonna have it. You know, they don't make the, you know, the premium buy or anything. So it's kind of like, you know, they lease the beat, so you only got a time frame to use it, or it's still mine. You know, I still own it. You know.
So they have a, you mean at least so they have a certain amount of time before they can put something out with it, or how does that work?
Yeah, I mean with my beats, you know, you can make up any type of contract you like. You know, they give you that, you know, basically the option to do that on BeatStars. So you basically set up, you know, how many years, whatever you want to do, how many months for, you know, a lease, and you know what the stipulations are, you know what they can do with it, you know how many videos, streams, or whatever they can do. And past that point, then you have to, you know, buy the premium, or they, you know, they call it the exclusive, which is yours when you buy it. You know, producer have no touch in that after that. You know, it's strictly the artist after they purchase that exclusive version of it. Oh. So most of them lease, so it's still kind of mine. You know, it's kind of like, you know, you got a time frame, and then it's mine again if you don't want to buy it, you know, to purchase it full or whatever.
Right, I got you.
Yeah,
I got you. When you like, what's your favorite type of when you're producing your beats? Do you like to kind of come in slow? I guess you do all different types of music, but it's always like storytelling with music, right? Because it's like, so do you kind of come in slow, then kind of, do you like to hit at a certain time, or do you like to get the audience like right at the beginning and then kind of slow it up and then speed it back up? Do you have kind of like a process in your head of the ways you do your beats?
I kind of let it flow. You know, for the most part, I'll be like, whatever the beat take me. You know, sometimes I might be like, I start off where I want to go, but then I might find something else that go in there, and it might switch up the whole little tempo or the mood. And then I'll go another direction, but I'll still keep that piece just in case the other part don't go right or something like that. So
it's kind of like, oh, I got you. So you're kind of like working the journey as you're laying stuff out, and you're trying different things to go with this sound and seeing how that meshes together with that beat or that sound. And
correct.
Then, okay, I'm just fascinated the way it works.
Yeah, I mean, it's about being creative, you know.
Right.
And there's really like no template for it. You know, you got to go in. You could do whatever you want. You know.
Do you ever go back to certain beats and you change out sounds or something like that? That maybe listen to it like a couple months later, like, I bet you if I would have went this direction with this beat, it probably would have been different.
Oh yeah, happened a lot.
Yeah,
happened a lot.
And some of the artists that you've been working with recently, do you want to with some of the artists that you've been working with recently?
Like I say, Hazy P. Like I say, I jumped back into the producing game like about 2019. Like I said, I was on and off, taking breaks. You know, you got to deal with life stuff. So you don't really be committed into doing what you like to do sometimes. So you got to put that in the back seat. But got back on it strong back in 2019, you know, and then start, you know, putting my stuff out, advertising in like this page ain't number about 2019-ish, you know, 2 or 3 years old. So I'm slowly building, you know, but all my platform pages, you know, they pretty freshly brand new, you know, 2, maybe 3 years old or something like that. So
here's you got, it's not okay, a Drake and Young Thug kind of type beat. So this is So this help you so when people are kind of searching YouTube looking for beats, it kind of they use keywords like Drake and different people's names.
Yeah, it's just that type of feel that it give me. That's why I kind of go with the type beat, you know, whoever type beat, because that's the feel it gave me as far as like the artist.
Okay.
You know.
I like this one has a different mixture of like sounds than the other one. This is cool.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm kind of like everywhere. I do R&B. I use all type of instruments. Like I say, whatever that I'm feeling at the moment. It's kind of like that's how I let it do. I let it flow.
And all your beats are kind of like recorded through the computer, or do you do some live sound too?
Oh man, I cannot play a live instrument. You know, not for real, for real. I'm okay with the keys. You know, I'm like not no Beethoven or nothing, but
right.
But yeah, man, I kind of like piece it up. You know, I might play something out, and sometimes I might have to stop it and change in another note. You know, switch it up a little bit. You know, or sometimes I might like, you know, I'll start off with drums, you know, and kind of go crazy with a lot of bass and kicks and all of that before I get to a melody.
Do you like, do you watch a movie or you're maybe listening to some music on the radio in the car, and you get influenced by other stuff by hearing certain things?
Stuff in the movie kind of do it.
Yeah.
Like I say, the cinematic sounds, sometimes I love them. I'm like that dark. You know, when I first started making beats, my beats were real dark. And people were like, man, what's going on? Like in your mind, like that they're always dark. You know
right.
what I mean? That's why I came up with Maniak Beatz, because it kind of like put me in that mood. Right. I mean, I wasn't, you know, in no bad mood or nothing when I was making them beats, but it was like them type of sounds. I was like, growing up, I love scary movies, you know. So there was always that type of, you know, stuff that goes on in my head, you know, back to Jason and all that, you know. But I used to start off making all type of cinematic beats, you know, with that type of scary background and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, like 80s horror movies like Halloween, it's a classic with John Carpenter, and yeah, even like the Friday the 13th and Friday the 13th, folks. I'm an idiot. Nightmare on Elm Street or Friday the 13th, like that just sound was so scary. Or even Jaws, like you look at the Jaws, like just. It was John Williams that did that, I think, or maybe he did Star Wars or whatever. Do you think you could? You think you could score a movie like
come up with something for? Yeah. Definitely. I got that type of imagination, man. Like I say, I love scary movies. You know? Like, it's kind of like what I grew up on, you know, as a child. You know,
what's some of the ones you liked when you were a child?
Oh man, all the Jasons, man. All of them. I used to watch them as a kid by myself in the dark, you know, but still would be scared to go to the restroom afterwards in the middle of the night, you know, that type of deal. But
yeah, I'd like Candyman had a good. It seems like all great horror movies have like a really good score. Like Candyman, remember the score in Candyman, and then I like People Under the Stairs. There's all kinds of great like ones like '90s horror movies.
Yeah, Freddy. You know.
Yeah.
Can't leave him out.
Yeah. I think one guy that's really like is doing music right now is for the Mandalorian. Have you ever seen that show on Disney Plus? But like, just he uses like a certain type of like guitar for the beats and stuff like that to make his music. But I really like that soundtrack right now. That's for that show. So just here, let's play some more music here. So during the pandemic, did that kind of you said you started right back in 2019 and then the pandemic hit. Did the pandemic kind of help you like get more focused on doing these beats, kind of like you're kind of locked in your house?
Oh yeah, man. I had time, you know, everybody had time, but like I really had time to sit down and, you know, come up with some creative stuff, you know, and I think I came up with a lot of nice ones in the, you know, during the pandemic, you know, in my opinion. But it definitely helped, you know what I'm saying? Being able to sit still, you know, do what you like.
And when you get these like vocal, are these samples, or is somebody coming in your house doing these samples right here?
Oh, they're samples. Like I say, that's actually a plug-in, you know, with different voices and stuff that you can kind of like use.
Wow, this one's good. This is like I was telling you, the Mandalorian. It has the flute sound.
Mm-hmm.
Be like a Kill Bill or a Kung Fu kind of. What's that called when like the song's going like one way and all of a sudden it just does a kind of like flip? Is there a certain term for that in a song when the song does that? Like how you had it, like it was going, then all of a sudden you just like had like a kind of a hit that changed up the whole type of rhythm.
I don't know what exactly is it called. I just kind of like set it up like that. You know, I do my I make my beats in like 8-bar increments. You know, for the most part. And I just switch up the tempo, maybe even just like, you know, a few notes or something like that, you know, to give it a different feel, you know, because like I hate that constant sound all the time. I try to do a little thing with different, you know, instruments just to try to bring it, you know, alive a little bit.
I love it. Do we have is there like a song from a local artist that we could play one of their videos or something that's something
man. So far as I don't actually know.
I love the watermark you put in there. Maniak Beatz. Oh, I like this one. Damn. Real good. What are some movies that are like your favorite score, like soundtrack scores? That
you know that Jason when he about to kill somebody, you know that dun 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 dun.
Yeah. Or just I can't do it.
It's like a high violin type of.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. I love the like violin and orchestra and all that type of instrument. So.
Yeah, that's I always love like the whole orchestra kind of like sound to it. So I always like, especially like all like Spielberg movies or even Scorsese, like a lot of those stuff. That's like a lot of cool score.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely see this in like a movie. Like, and these are just so you're building this, and these are just samples and different things you're making on your keyboard, and you're mixing them together.
Actually, I use a machine. I don't know if you're familiar with that. It's a DAW. It's made by Native Instruments. It's called a machine, MK3. Kind of got like 16 pads, a bunch of modulators, pitch, you know, all type of stuff. You can, like, it's actually a cool DAW. I got like, you know, hooked on it from watching videos from like, I think Metro Boomin. He got one sent to him and he started messing with it. I was like, oh man, I liked it. I started digging into researching, found out, you know, what all they do. I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to give me one of them.
So what's some producers that like you look up to, or your kind of your I want to say mentors, but your type of like, and they're working in the industry, like producers that you kind of like are fans.
I like a lot of producers, man. Some of them I don't even know the names of them, you know. So a lot of new guys out that I barely know, you know, do little baby tracks, stuff like that, you know. Half of them guys I don't even know. I know, like, you know, you know, the whole little crew of 808 Mafia and stuff like that, from, you know, Young Sizzle to, you know, Tim 808 and stuff like that. But it's some old guys that's coming up in the industry that I don't even know the name of that's pretty good. But I like all, like I said, I can go back to Timbaland, you know, the Neptunes, all that. You know, I like different eras of producers, you know. I mean, because Timbaland brought the stuff back then, you know, he was really happy with the beats and stuff like that. So I can get down with him, you know, on that tip or whatever. But like, I like a lot of producers, man. I ain't counting nobody out.
I like David Guetta. Isn't that how you say his name? David Guetta did like Flow Riders. I think some of his beats.
Okay, I don't even know nothing about him.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite. I guess he's a producer or something, but he's in the video. So since he produced it, they got to do a cameo. He has to do some kind of. He comes to the party or whatever, and that's you know, that's the producer guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So some of the artists, local artists, have you like sold to local artists? Have you seen them make some videos and stuff using your beats?
Yeah, I mean, it's a few guys that use actually the beats and stuff. You know,
you said their names earlier, but have they made videos that we can see? Or?
Like I say, I don't. It's one coming up, like Hazy P. I think the one that I produced, he finna make a video to it, you know, as a part of his album or whatever. But as far as anybody out now, I'm not sure if they got a video up. It's probably one guy that he kind of got a beat way back from me or something like that he did, and I think he had a video to it, but I have no idea like the link to it or nothing like that. But
when he shoots the music video, are you going to do a cameo in it?
Oh yeah, okay. I told him let me know. Like I said, I pop up in the last little video he did or whatever. Him, Rocky Maverick, and I think EJ Carter made the beat to it or whatever to that song. So I was kind of in a cameo a little bit in that video, but.
Rocky Maverick, man, he's really blowing up right now in the scene.
He's doing his thing, man.
Yeah, he has a big Halloween show at Pops, and that's gonna be epic. Yeah. I seen him perform at the Streets Might Be Icy. He killed it. Yeah,
a lot of energy, man.
Yeah, were you at that show?
No, I wasn't at that show though. But
I mean, it was like an all-star roster on the.
It was.
Yeah, it had Frost Money, EJ Carter, Rocky Maverick. It had Johnny Wayne. It had so many great. Artists at that show, and it's like usually I don't get out of the house because I'm kind of a hermit,
right?
Introvert,
right?
Kind of a nerdy kind of guy, but like I had to go to that show because there's just so many great artists on one ticket on that.
I caught a whiff for the show though, but I wasn't there.
You weren't there?
No. You know. I mean, they put videos up and stuff like that. So
right.
I catch it like that, you know. But for the most part, I did see a lot of it, you know, as far as on stage and all of that. You know, with them, I was like, man, that was nice. You know, from the little stuff I seen, I was like, man, they got down.
Right. Play some more. And so, if somebody was interested, in, they can just go to the Beat Store, or they can contact you through this YouTube channel here or Facebook.
Basically, you can go. I always put a link up to my actual Beat Store in Beat Stores, and I do it that way. And what I do is I'll put that link up under the beat in the YouTube bio or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't pay for the ads. Sorry. Oh shit. Yeah, I'll put the link below on the description of this video, so we'll definitely check it out here. When you create your beats, like, do you do it more late at night? Or are you a person that kind of works? If you're working on this beat, do you not go to sleep until it's done? Or are you the type of person that kind of like works on this beat for a little bit, jumps over to this one, maybe back and forth? What's your kind of work process?
I do both. It all depends on the beat. For the most part, if I feel like that it got to be done right there, I'll probably be up all night, 3 o'clock in the morning, and go to bed. Probably only get like 5 hours sleep before I got to get up again and, you know, start doing whatever. But I kind of I do both. You know, some days I might, you know, start on something like, you know, a quick melody or whatever, but the stuff that I'm finding and, you know, it's not really meshing, I might leave it alone for right now. Might come back another day, maybe even a month, you know, never know. But some good melody, I just keep it, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to mess it up. Or, you know, whatever, and I just kind of come back later. But for the most part, if it's something good, man, I'm going to sit there all night. I'm like, I can't get, you know, I want all this to come out right now.
Right. That's, yeah.
So you know, sometimes it take all night. You know, a little sacrifice and sleep.
I like this one. So when you're producing, what are you laying down first? Usually like the bass track, and then you're kind of doing or it just different every time.
Like mostly, I do melodies first. I don't know why, but it's kind of like my preference. Like it's my layout for the beat. Like I can easily pick the bass to go with it, but sometimes bass don't go with. You know, you got to pick the right bass with certain instruments sometimes, and I'll be like, I'll leave that for last. But I try to find a good melody or something to go together, and then I kind of fill it in with the bass or kicks or whatever, But sometimes I do. I kick it off with, some bass or whatever, depending on how I feel. But for the most part, I do my melodies first.
That's awesome. Play another one. If you could make a beat for any artist out there, who would it be? Let's say alive though. Let's say alive. I mean, obviously.
Man, like I got a list, man. Like anybody hot right now, but from the Dirks, Drake, Lil Baby, you name it, man. Like anybody hot right now, ETSG, name it, Future.
I think it would be amazing to just watch Dr. Dre work. Just to sit back there and just see how he thinks and the way he does his own process and makes his own stuff. I think that would be, if I could just be a fly on the wall or a shadow of somebody watching somebody work, I think it'd be Dr. Dre. I think would be my especially like 2001. The Chronic, man, that's like my that's my favorite album. So.
As a kid, man, I bumped it heavily. That was one of my go-to cassette. Back then, I don't think we was doing CDs. I think it was more we popping in tapes. So that was one of my first tapes, other than Bone or something like that.
I think I had a CD of mine. I remember it got all scratched, and then like a couple of my favorite tracks, like track 8, was all fucked up, and I was like, fuck. Because it's damn CDs would get scratched or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. What's some other ones you had back in the day? You had Bone back in the day?
Oh, yeah, man. From Bone, Brother Lynch. I don't even know if you even, know about that. That guy. But he a West Coast rapper, man. I think he from Sacramento, I want to say. Mm-hmm. But he was nice back then, from Twister, Do or Die. Man, all the fast rappers back then was kind of like hidden, from Christian Conflict on down. But I mess with a little bit of everything, man. I don't really kind of like stick to one genre.
So, I guess it doesn't really matter when you're making a beat if somebody is a fast rapper or they're gonna do their own thing to it anyways, right? So yeah.
I mean, but I kind of like in my head. Kind of know what I want or what would be good on there because I already kind of put it together in my head as I'm making it. But that don't mean like somebody else can't come up with something creative and bring it alive either. So sometimes like I do want to be there when they actually make it, but they bat from way across right. United States. You really can't do nothing about that or whatever. But it's kind of like it'd be nice to know what it came out to be with somebody on there sometimes. But sometimes you don't get to hear that.
Yeah, I was always wondering if when people buy the beats, if you're able to kind of track them and see like what they did with it,
Yeah, but some people do.
But it's possible though. They do give you. They do give you. Okay.
Yeah, they'll let send me the track, whatever. But like I say, for the most part, a lot of people be like, I'm buying it, and they probably sometimes they ain't really did much with it, so they probably ain't have nothing,
Yeah.
So I really can't say, what's been done with it.
That's awesome. Cool. I'm just trying. Let's play a couple more for the audience here. Got 10 more minutes. Definitely check out. Man, you got so many videos on this site here. This is awesome. I'm gonna be listening to this.
So you can go. Let me see. That one's a decent one. That All I Want Is You one. That's kind of a different vibe.
All right.
And we can go to the beat as far as like, you know, the one I sold Hazy P.
Okay.
So we can listen to that one, and then you can pretty much figure out what track it is if you know, run into, you know, his album or something, you know.
Yeah. Like
you can purchase that
I'd love to have him
on his site.
Oh wow, that's sweet. This one has more kind of like it's a kind of a dreamy kind of sound. And what genre would you say this kind of beat is? I
don't know, pop, maybe R&B.
It seems more like kind of a pop, kind of like a pop song. Yeah, R&B of course, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of feel I got from it.
Love it. I'm gonna give one of those. And let's look up the other one you were talking about.
If you go back into the actual playlist, it should be the one that say Rick Ross.
And this is the one that's gonna be coming out soon.
Yeah. Maybe if you go to play all, I guess, and it should pop up in that list.
Okay.
So we go down some.
Maniak, bitch.
There you go.
This one.
Yep.
What I like about you is every sound's like they're all different. They're not like the same kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Like it seems like you're always trying to explore something new with what you're doing.
Yep, because I can easily make the same little trap sound or whatever. That's simple, but I be trying to go a different direction.
Yeah, like I said earlier, it seems like you're always trying to explore something different. When I do photography or video, I'm always trying the different types of lighting setups, even though I might not know what I'm getting into. But if I keep doing the same lighting, three key lighting or whatever, it looks the same. I always like to try something different, and maybe it might look bad, but maybe you'll get lucky and it'll look good. But it seems like that's kind of like how your philosophy is with your music, right?
Oh yeah.
Just try something and just see what happens.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But I always start off with some good sounding instruments. That's what I try to first, try to find the instrument, then I can come up with the melody after that.
When you said that you don't do it live, so you're just going through a bunch of samples and things on this machine to find the different types of.
So the DAW, I got a keyboard and I got, like I say, the beat machine, which is the Native Instrument Machine MK3. Got 16 pads. Like I say, you can do whatever with that. But like I kind of combine both. When I make my melodies, I'm over on the pianos. When I do my hi hats, drums, all of that, I'm over here on the pads. It's a better feel. But like I play a little bit of it out. Like I said, I can't really like keep it up for like 16 bars or nothing like that. Probably could go 8 and I'm fine before I get to be like, okay, what I do next.
Right. So then you copy that and you loop it.
And I will go back and I will make a different one, but only in an 8-bar increment. I'm not, like I said, I'm not like a real key guy like that. Like I be trying to think at the same time. I might,
right.
Sometimes I lose track and then it come out to be something else. But like I said, I keep it within 8 bars so I can pretty much maneuver, different notes after that. If I want to, if I have to, like make a different, like second part or whatever to the beat. And
you have your studio at your house where you're doing this at
your
house?
Oh yeah, I got a booth and everything. Like my son rap, he got some stuff out.
And you make beats for him?
Nah, man, he a different guy, man. Like he like really like them type of NBA YoungBoy type beats.
Okay.
Yeah, like the ones like when you got to tell a story on all the time. He got he like a few of my beats, but he got a certain sound. And like I say, when it come to artists, I understand that. Like my sound might not be for you, so I don't really force nothing on nobody. Like when it come down to making, putting something on the beat or whatever, I don't really kind of like, yeah, you got to do this. I let artists, they got to feel it, in order for it to be something. So
how old's your son?
He's 21.
He's 21. And
matter of fact, he'll be 21 this year. He's only 20.
Oh, okay, this year. But maybe he looks at you like maybe you're all kind of a dinosaur in the sense of like, oh, Dad, I want to do the beats have to be like this.
Yeah, but it's a new era. Like they, like I say, they got that they in the a different era to where they like a certain type of sound and stuff like that. So like I said, I don't knock him or nothing like that. But like he got a certain sound that he like. It's actually good though. I can't knock him.
Yeah,
he got to go with what he trying to do on a record or whatever. But
that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, but it definitely he can do a little something, man, if he keep going. But
yeah,
you gotta be kind of consistent with the music.
Do you teach him all that? Do you kind of tell him?
It was kind of in him, man. Back when I was rapping, he was listening to my raps. He used to be back, even before once he got into high school, he was like, "Hey, I need all your stuff or whatever, just whatever you made." But I guess he was trying to build himself up to be a rapper himself. And maybe trying to find an identity. I don't know. But he was like, asking for it. I gave him all of it. So he started listening to it. And, probably junior year, maybe even senior year, he started, I guess, developing rap skills or whatever. But, he got his own little style, though. So I can't really say he got anything from me. I didn't teach him that. So, I mean, music is kind of in him because,
right.
Like my daddy, a music head, he'll, Earth, Wind, and Fire you to death, so... It's kind of embedded in them.
Growing up, does it seem like a lot of people are all into music? Like everybody has their own type of everybody's trying to do music. Does it seem like it's oversaturated with so many people trying to do music, especially now with like the internet? And everybody's trying to get that quick fame on TikTok or whatnot. Oh yeah, you see it, but only the real good ones stick up. You know what I mean? And sometimes it ain't always about being good. You could be lucky. You could be, at the right place at the right time type of deal. And you got a lot of one hit wonders, so it ain't like
sometimes, like I say, sometimes people get lucky, you know, and you gotta strike it while the iron hot, you know what I mean? So
right, especially hip hop, there's different types of like. There's people that are probably really good at like freestyle. There's people that are probably really good with their lyrics, right? They're almost poetic with their stuff that they're saying, and there's people that are fast.
Mm-hmm.
So there's all different types of styles. So it's, I guess like you can be good at different things, you know, right?
Oh yeah, you know, you could see a lot of people that do a lot of battle rap, and they can also do songs, and then some people can't do songs, but they can battle rap. You see a lot of that, you know. But you know, I don't know. To me, I tried, you know, the freestyle thing. It's not really me for real, you know. I gotta think my stuff out.
My brain can't think that fast.
Yeah. I mean, I can, but sometimes like I'm get to the point like I know it ain't gonna make no sense, but it sound good. But I don't want to go for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I got you. Yeah. So your son, does he have stuff that's out that?
Mm-hmm.
What's his name? Let's do a shout out to him.
Yeah, shout out to D Money, D100 Money.
Your son's D Money?
Yeah.
Oh, I heard I people have talked about him on the podcast.
Really?
Yeah. I've been doing this 6 months, and I know a little bit about hip hop because I listened to it when I was a kid and stuff. But obviously, I'm, you know, don't have any street credit or whatever. I'm from the suburbs or whatever, but. Doing this podcast for 6 months, I've learned a lot about the local scene, and so now when people come on and people talk about like the Rocky Mavericks, the Frost Monies, EJ, I know all these guys now from just learning from talking to people. Like
so I wonder if it's the same guy, because sometimes you get duplicates or you know people with the same name.
That could be it too. Yeah,
but yeah, I mean he got a few videos out. Like I said, he worked with a few videographers or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah. Does he know Q Baby?
I'm not sure who he know.
Okay, because I thought maybe
he and connect with a few little local rappers though, you know. So that's really doing like a decent little, you know, number on a YouTube charts or whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. You know, so I mean locally, you know, a couple 100,000, you know, is pretty good. So
that's really good. That's amazing. Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, it's kind of I'm like an old man. I'm like 40 years old and old dinosaur, and like these young kids, like they have their social media pages doing these TikTok videos, getting like 100,000 views, and you know it's hard. It's hard for me to get the stuff I'm doing out there. I'm lucky if I get 1,000 views.
It's hard.
Yeah, it's a tough thing. It just comes so natural to like all these younger generations, and so,
yeah, you kind of got to fit for what they're looking for, you know.
Yeah,
and that'd be the thing, you know. Some of these kids, it'd be like, I know definitely like with my daughter, man, she'll watch a mukbang, you know, like crazy. Like, really, you gonna watch people eat?
Right.
You know what I mean?
There's like reaction videos.
Yeah, like, I'll be like, come on, man.
Yeah, my nephew, I think he's like 11, but he watches people play video games, but he doesn't want to play video games. He just wants to watch people play video games.
You know what I mean?
And I can remember, I'm sure you agree, when we were kids, like, we fought over who's going to play the Nintendo. Nobody wanted to watch somebody play Nintendo.
Oh yeah, we couldn't wait for our turn, man. That was
right. I don't want to watch him, but I don't want to watch somebody play. I want to play.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I get you. Like I say, it's a different era, man. They kind of like, you know, they got a different interest.
Yeah, and it seems like it's music's so different now too. Though it's I don't know. It's so like I don't know. Where do you think it's going?
I don't know, man, but I like the creativity from the artist, man. You know, I think that's what it's about. You know, I think, you know, when you original, you're going to stick out like a sore thumb, you know.
I agree. I feel like it's oversaturated. Like there's so many people trying because with the internet. But the great thing with the internet is that like everybody has a voice now, that if you are good, you don't have to know somebody to get in. And then, you know, you can get discovered because the people will vote or whatever, the people's choice or whatever, by them tuning into what you're doing.
Yeah, and I like the way it's set up now. You don't need like a big label, do your own distribution. You know, if you know, they got a lot of platforms out now. You can sell your own stuff. You know, they might get a piece depending on who you're dealing with. Right. But it ain't like you really gotta be out there. You know, do a lot of marketing counts. I'm not gonna say it don't. It does, but now it's kind of like you get more access to a lot of fans now versus to like back then you had to deal with a label. You had to go through that whole process process of putting your stuff out there, you know, with the marketing crew and, you know, radio play, all that stuff. But now it's kind of like you can click a button, you know, streams, you know, Spotify, you know, SoundCloud, you know, hear a bunch of different people you never, you know, ran across, seen their face or nothing, but the music sound good, you know.
Right. I mean, just like this podcast, I can click a couple buttons and we're live on the internet and anybody can watch. Like back when I started, I would have to record to a tape and bring it up to the public access station, and then they would play it at a later date or whatever. And I'm sure music, when you made your beats back in the day, I'm sure you're like hustling CDs or whatever, trying to get your name out there.
I did, man. I mean, I wasn't really big on selling my CDs full of beats. I'd probably play them, you know, stick the CD and like, hey, let me know which one you want, because I ain't going to give you the whole thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know.
No, you can't take that CD with you.
Right. I'd be like, nah, man, you can pick one, a few of them. You know, you're not finna get the whole 32 on here, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I did it that way. But for the most part, man, you know, it was more like, you know, you had to come to me to get a beat. You had to actually be like, all right, I want this one. And then I put it on a disc or something for you, or a hard drive, or, you know, however you want it. So
with your booth, do you do the engineering? Do you do the vocal mix with the beats and stuff? Do you actually, if somebody wants to? I
do a little bit of engineering.
Yeah.
I'm really not, you know, 100% engineer. I'm learning.
Yeah.
But like I did a few people tracks that kind of like, it came out good. I did, you know, a few of them for my son. They came out good. But like I say, it ain't to the point where I'm satisfied with that, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm learning, man. You know, I'm like a jack of all trades. I learn everything. I put my hands in everything, even from making videos, or, you know, like I say, I like learning stuff. It's kind of how I got into making beats. Yeah,
that's how I am too. It's like I want to do something, make films or whatever, but like I didn't have friends that knew how to light stuff, or I didn't have a guy that knew how to do the audio. Mm-hmm. So I had to learn a little bit of every different type of trade, so I would be able to at least put out something decent.
Yeah.
Know? Yeah, so it's kind of like you're in the same boat I am.
A man with 1,000 arms, you know what I mean?
That's a good saying, yeah. That's a good saying. Well, thank you for coming on the podcast. So definitely check out Maniak Beatz. You can find him on YouTube here. I'm going to click to his YouTube channel. And if you're interested in beats, like, can we give a price? Like, what's a kind of a average price range for a beat?
I mean, beat leasing, it ranged from 30 to 150 for a lease, depending on beat.
And how long is the lease for?
You know, all the beats are kind of different. They set up different depending on how much I like them. If I see potential in the beat, like, I'm not just going to, you can't be anybody. I mean, I raised the price for that reason, because, you know, I feel like it's that good of a beat that it could really be something. I'm not going to just give it to anybody, you know. So them type of beats will be like 100, 150, 100, something like that. The ones that be about 30-ish, you know, 50, you know, It's kind of like produce. So you put it out there. If it's fresh, it's a fresh beat, it's 150. Yeah. But yeah, if it's been sitting there on the shelf and nobody's been looking at that thing over there, it's going to drop price a little bit, right? I mean, I throw deals, you know. It's still one of them type of deals, like to the point where, you know, Father's Day or something like that, I throw 30% off, you know, or something like that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. And the song that God, you said the artist name.
Hazy P.
Hazy P, and the music video that's going to be coming out. He's going to be dropping that soon.
Yeah, I don't have a date for that. You'll have to actually talk to Hazy, but yeah, man, go check him out. He actually got one dropping. I think he pushed it back to October. So go check that out, man. Like I said, I got a track on it I produced. It's nice. I heard it already. He came with it, man. I like it.
You're proud of what he did?
Yeah, man. I'm satisfied. You know, when you get your beat, or, you know, sell your beat to somebody, you be like, I hope the finishing product gonna be good. You know what I mean? I hope I ain't waste all that for nothing, you know.
Yeah.
But it came out good, though. I can say that, you know.
Good. Well, I'm looking forward to when it drops. Definitely throw me a link. We'll share it here on the network.
Oh, yeah. Push definitely, it out, definitely. Whenever you ready to drop it, man, I'll send that link over.
Cool. Anything else you want to pitch on the podcast here? Anything else you want to talk about?
Go follow Maniak Beatz on Instagram. It's Maniak with a K at the end, _ Beats with a Z at the end.
Okay. Awesome. Here, actually, let me pull that up real fast. You said, and they can, and so your company is just it's under Maniak Beatz. It's
correct.
So I'm trying to get this spelling down. So. Instagram page there. Boom. This you here, right?
Yep. That's yeah.
All right, there we are. Boom. And there we go, folks. Look at that.
Yeah, them all samples of beats. So, like I said, I'll throw a link up at the bottom. It'll lead you straight to the store if you actually like it. I don't put the whole beat up. I kind of like do a minute or two. You know,
right, that way
they sample.
Because I guess I could rip it.
Right? Yeah, you know how the new age technology guys be. They be like, all right, put the mic up to whatever. I don't know how they do it, but at the same time,
it's a program you can buy if they. Yeah, it's a.
yeah, they do that too. Like,
and I have
recording the videos and make them MP3s.
Yeah, I have a program that you can rip any kind of video off YouTube, and I do this. So when I make those funny comedy videos or whatever,
right, yeah,
yeah, but I wouldn't steal from somebody this whole beat though and
right.
use it though. So, cool. Well, thank you so much for being on the podcast.
No problem, man.
Definitely subscribe to the Daily Dirt with Dustin Diggs. Like the Artist United Network on our Facebook page, and check out Soulful Illusion Studios. We're going to be moving into a new studio here next month, and we're going to be doing a lot of fun shows out there. So definitely check out that site. And thank you for watching.
Go beast on them. I go beast. Go deep, I OD on them. Apply pressure, put heat on them. 500 degrees on them. Countdown, levitate. Going up, elevate. Watch me demonstrate. On time, never late. I grind, celebrate. No pump, fake, hesitate. I've been scoring every day. Champagne Perrier. Since 9-3, been in the box, now I'm stepping up to home. Like straight out the sand lot, now I'm plotting on the globe. Go beast.
420 brand clothing.